Welcome to 15 Minute Theatre, the only review show that squeezes a whole production into 900 seconds. The date is Monday the 9th of July 2018, and we've just been to see Red, Open the House. Hey Vicki, how you doing?
Alright, James.
It's been a long time.
It's been flipping yonks.
Ages. Well, why? Where have we been?
Well, we've had some holidays.
Yeah.
Essentially neither of us had any money, and the free tickets we were expecting to flood into the postbox. Letterbox? Postbox. They've not arrived.
Email inbox.
They've not arrived.
Yeah, very disappointing, West End.
Yeah.
Get your act together.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're back, and we've got a bit of a run coming up, I think. We've got a few more things booked.
Yeah, I feel like they're quite spread out, though, so
okay.
Need to get some more in.
Yeah. Okay. Did you call me a moron?
No.
Great. All right, so shall I give you a little bit of a fact file about...
Please.
Okay, so it was directed by Michael Grandage, written by John Logan, notable actors Alfred Molina and Alfred Enoch, the two Alfreds, and it was a two-hander.
Which you had to explain to me previously when we were recording this but weren't recording it.
Yeah, so we've done this bit before, haven't we?
Yeah.
The first bit, as ever, was much more funnier than this bit.
Yeah, much more funnier.
Or just funnier.
Just funnier, yeah.
Yeah. And the venue is the Wyndham Theatre, and it's running into the 28th of July 2018.
Boom.
Do you want to give us a bit of a synopsis?
Okay, so the play is a play about the famous a painter, Mark Rothko, and he has a sort of apprentice guy who comes to work with him, and it's set over the duration of the time that they work together, and he is painting a series of murals for a restaurant at the newly opened Four Seasons Hotel in the Seagram building. So that is a rough synopsis of the plot-ish.
All right, so I didn't know anything about this play before I went into the theatre tonight.
No.
In fact, what I said to you was, I wonder if it's going to be anything like Brushstrokes, the popular 80s sitcom, because I saw it was about painting. It wasn't.
But then when I queried you about the popular TV sitcom Brushstrokes, you couldn't remember anything about it. So if it had been like it wouldn't have mattered because you wouldn't have known.
Fair enough. All right, but painting art isn't really my strong point. I never studied art history or anything like that.
No.
So I was a little bit lost.
I have an art A level, so I'm quite the expert.
So what did you think?
I think that having an understanding of art definitely helps with this, because there's a lot of reference to other painters. I mean, they're all pretty famous painters, like Picasso and Pollock and the such, like
Andy Warhol.
So they're all people that you probably would have heard of, but I think having some idea about art would help with this.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I found it hard to tune in sometimes, just when they were going on about art.
Yeah.
It reminded me of being in art in the third year at school, because that's the last time I did it.
Yeah, they had some quite in-depth conversations about art and what it meant and different movements and the death of different movements and stuff like that.
Okay, and it opened, so it was set in his studio, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What's the name? What was his name
Rothko.
again? Rothko Studio. And I thought the set was brilliant.
It was very realistic, wasn't it? I mean, I haven't seen a photo of what his studio looked like, but it seemed very realistic.
Do you know what I like to see in a realistic set?
What's that?
A sink with running water.
I had a sink with running water.
Yeah, and it looked like it was proper running. It wasn't dribbling out. It was...
Yeah, it also had a little sort of gas hob thing that they lit with a match.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I like that a lot. And Alfred Molina was sitting on the stage for about 20 minutes, wasn't he, while we were having our
and I was really wondering what he was thinking about. But we didn't get to the bottom of it, did we?
No.
What do you think he was thinking about?
Well, I think he was thinking about why the theatre was only half full.
But it did fill up.
Yeah, but not as much, because we got our seats upgraded, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Upgrade!
Yeah, boom.
Yeah.
I keep saying boom, I'm like a child. Boom.
All right, so what do we think about the performances?
I thought they were strong.
Yeah.
I thought Alfred Molina was excellent.
I mean, I don't think you can go wrong with Alfred
Alfred Molina? He's a great guy. Yeah, he's a trusted hand, isn't he?
And also, I have to say, the other Alfred,
Alfred Enoch.
yeah, who was in the Harry Potter films.
Yeah, we're looking at his
He hasn't done
what
much.
he's done. He's not done much, but he was very good. He's also very handsome. He's quite a long neck, but I'm not holding that against him.
Long neck, handsome dude.
Very handsome.
But they both held the play together really well, I think. And even though I was getting bored with some of the things they were saying, I wasn't getting bored with the way they were saying it.
Yeah, and the dynamics between the two of them sort of switched. They started off very much. Alfred Molina was very domineering, and then they became. There was a point when Alfred Enoch, his character Ken, sort of started arguing with him, and then the dynamic really shifted, didn't it?
Yeah. You see, I didn't know that this was based on a real story.
Well, more for you.
Well, I'd never heard of Rothko.
Well, again, more for you.
Okay. All right. What do we think about the narrative, the story?
The narrative. Well, I mean, there wasn't an awful lot of plot, really, was it? It's basically two guys in a room having chats.
There was a very
discussions.
small, thin plot about, without giving away too much of a spoiler, about where Ken's past.
Yeah, we learnt a bit about Ken's past.
And I found those bits really interesting.
Yeah, and then there was the sort of the struggle with with Rothko selling his paintings to this sort of big commercial enterprise, and then Ken started questioning him about it and why he was doing it, and that sort of made him think about what he was doing and why he was doing it.
The thing is, I think if you've got a genuine interest in art,
yeah,
you're going to be all over this play.
Yeah, absolutely.
But if you haven't, like me,
yeah.
I mean, I wasn't bored. I mean, I was feeling it towards the end because it's all one act.
Yeah.
90 minutes, no interval. Great.
Your favourite? You hate an interval.
Well,
because you'll leave if you're not enjoying it.
Well, yeah, but I did enjoy it, and the time did whiz by actually.
Yeah.
But I do think if you don't know much about art, it can become a bit of a struggle, and it becomes a bit pretentious.
Yeah, there were a lot of art references, weren't there?
Yeah.
I mean, because that's what it was about.
Yeah, which I didn't know until you told me afterwards.
Yeah.
All right, Gemini, what did you like?
What did I like? I like the performances. I like the way that they interacted with each other. Yeah, I thought it was an interesting piece.
Okay.
What did you like?
I like the paintings.
Did you?
And I don't know if they're based on his real paintings.
I reckon they are. But what I found really interesting is, so he didn't like to paint in natural light, did he?
No.
So it was all quite low lit. And then
I don't really like to live in natural light. I very rarely open my curtains.
It's because you're sort of some sort of weird, freaky mole man. But there was the way that they changed the lighting on the paintings really changed the way that the paintings looked.
Yes.
Like there was some point where they were sort of almost glowing, and sometimes they looked really dark and foreboding. That was interesting.
Yeah. Is there anything you didn't like?
I don't know. I think maybe some of it was a bit waffly.
Yeah. There was certain bits when they were really going on about art. I was thinking, oh, for God's sake.
I think to really, really get the most out of this, you definitely need to have.
I like the game they played. I don't know why it wasn't really a game, but they were talking about, obviously the place called Red, and they were talking about things that are red.
Yeah.
Should we play? Tomato.
Tomato.
You're out. It's the same thing. It's terrible. All right. What do we think about the music?
Oh, I really liked. So there was a little record player on the stage, and so Rothko's really into classical music, and so he would like play different bits, which definitely seemed to enhance the mood.
Yeah.
And there was one part where Ken, the other guy, stuck a jazz record on. He got a bit annoyed, didn't he, as to take it off.
Yeah.
So I thought they used music really well.
Now, yeah, that was another thing. I don't like jazz.
Yeah.
But I was listening to that record and I was thinking, I could get into that.
Just a bit Chet Baker.
Yeah. So I might try and get into a bit of Chet Baker.
I would like to see the Jazz James.
All right. So, wasn't really any special effects to talk of.
Not really, no.
No, except they made the paintings grow a bit.
Yeah.
What was your standout moment?
I really liked there was a bit where they were both painting a massive canvas.
That's my standout moment.
And they were just going for it, weren't they? And they got themselves completely splattered in paint. And,
Yeah, I mean, you're probably
fun.
not allowed to say this, but it reminded me of when Rolf Harris used to do his big paintings. Well, it's not like he's disappeared
I thought we
from
weren't
history.
allowed to talk about him anymore.
Are we not?
I went to see him in concert once when I was 18.
Okay, well, he was very good at doing those big paintings.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's enough of Rolf.
Moving on.
All right, should we take a break?
For sure.
All right, we'll take a break and then we'll come back after these messages. Okay, so we did the sound effect for real then.
That was from the sound machine.
I've got a sound machine.
Which, there's some really interesting ones on here that I don't really know what they are. What's this one? Oh, it's a bomb. I'm not sure that's appropriate. Hang on.
Oh, careful, Vicki.
Oh, dear.
All right, that's enough of that.
I just broke some glass.
Right, so we got a new feature.
Is this a new feature?
Yeah, because the comfort clock was terrible.
Okay.
And we're not allowed to do the water one because you think it's politically correct.
Yeah, and the colour one was really silly as well.
So,
I think anything visual is not going to work.
Okay, so the new feature is called Audience Antics.
Okay.
Because I've realised that the other members of the audience really do my head in.
They can make or break it.
Right, so what did you think about the audience?
Hang on. They can make or...
That's amazing.
Or break it.
So what did you think of the audience antics?
They're pretty well behaved.
Well, I tend to disagree. There was a couple in front of us.
Right.
And she had got herself a booster seat.
Clearly above the age of booster seat.
Yeah, she was a funny grown woman. Anyway, and then they weren't happy with that, so they moved behind, which was better.
Yeah.
But then it was a rustling and a crunching. I don't understand why people have to eat all the way through.
Well, we ate our snacks before, don't we?
Yeah, well, that was a mistake because you bought some really spicy peanuts, and that gave me a tickly cough all the way through.
I apologise.
Apart from that, I think the audience were pretty well behaved.
It was a very sedate audience, wasn't it?
Yeah. So let's give them a grade.
A grade? What, A, B, C, D, E,
I'm going to
F, G,
give
H,
the
I,
audience
J, K.
a B+. What do you reckon?
Yeah, I'll give them a B+.
So B+ to the audience.
Yeah.
Well done, audience.
Okay. I'll see how I feel about this feature. Not sure.
If anyone's got an idea for a better feature, please, again, contact us. Right, we better score it.
Okay. Oh, this is going to be a tricky one, this one, I think.
Okay, so...
Okay.
Performances.
Performances, I'm going to say 9.
Okay, I'm going to give them a 10.
Oh.
I thought the performances were unfaultable.
I
personally.
almost gave them a 10.
Okay. Well, you didn't.
Well, I know.
Staging and technical, I'm going to give it an 8. I thought it looked brilliant.
Yeah.
The set was fantastic, and I like the way they moved the paintings around, and I love the painting bit.
Yeah, it seemed fairly authentic, didn't it?
Yeah.
I'm going to give it a 9.
Okay. Narrative, plot, music. Music doesn't count, it's not musical.
There wasn't an awful lot of plot, really, was there?
No.
The music was good. I'll maybe give it a 6.
Okay.
Is that harsh?
No, I've given it a 5. I nearly gave it a 6, but I've changed it to a 5 because really there was no plot, and
not really.
And you needed a degree in art or
well, no, there was
an
a
A level.
plot.
Oh, what did you get in your A level art?
I'm not telling you. It wasn't the best. I passed it, but I'm not telling you what grade. There was a plot. There was a plot in him discovering being the apprentice becoming the master and teaching him about.
Is this why you failed your A level art?
Well, I didn't.
All this kind of waffling.
I didn't do any sort of history stuff. It was more practical.
Oh, really? They mark you down on your talent.
I was ill. I was ill, actually.
Glandular fever.
I did have glandular fever.
I'm not laughing at the fact you were ill. I'm laughing at the fact I know this story well.
Yeah.
Okay. Originality.
I thought it was pretty original. I'm going to give it a 7.
Yeah, I've given it a 7. All right, and was it worth it?
Can I do a 0.5?
Yeah.
Can I do 7.5?
Yeah, of course you can. I've given it an 8. Can I tell you what? It was nice to be back in the theatre.
Oh, do you know what? Actually, knock it up to an 8 because the performance was very good, and it was really. I really enjoyed seeing Melina on the stage.
Okay, so while I tot up the scores, would you be kind enough to tell us what we're going to go and see? Well, tell the audience what we're going to go and see.
I can't remember. I should have prepped this, shouldn't
31.
I? I'm just having a look in my calendar, but it's being very slow. Waffly, 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 jazz, jazz. Okay, I'm not sure what it is. I'm literally just waffling. You might have to cut this bit out.
Okay.
What are we going to see? I don't think we're going to see anything for a little while, actually.
Okay, alright, so it's going to be a surprise, I guess.
Oh, the next thing I've got in is Aristocrats, the Donmar Warehouse, but that's not till September the 1st.
Aristocrats!
Aristocrats.
The popular Disney film.
Aristocrats.
Oh, okay.
Aristocrats.
Aristocrats.
But that's not till the 1st September. We
I
need to
think
get
we've got
some more
something
stuff
before
in,
then.
don't we?
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be something different by then.
Okay.
Right, I've got the score.
Yeah.
Okay, so I can reveal the score. It gets a star rating of 3.9.
Yeah, where
so
does that put it?
places it triple 11th on our leaderboard. So it puts it alongside The Twilight Zone and The Winner Is. And just above that is A Little One, and just below that is The Exorcist. So it beats The Exorcist, definitely.
I feel like it should be higher, actually.
So
I feel
do I.
like we've been a bit mean.
I hope I did the scoring right. I'm sure I did.
That seems awfully mean.
Okay. Let me just check the scores.
Okay.
While I do this, why don't you tell the audience what we're going to...
I'm pretty sure we should have something in before then.
I think so.
James and I basically need to go and see some more theatre. We've got out of it. I've been too busy going on holiday.
Yeah.
Hanging out in Morocco, surfing. It's a new thing for me. I've conquered my fear of water. It's very exciting. But not related to theatre, so you're probably not that bothered.
No, it's right. It's
Okay.
3.9.
That seems harsh.
It does seem harsh, but, you know, I think they lost a bit of points for plot, really.
Yeah.
Anyway, oh, bloody hell.
What is that?
Well, you know what it is. I know what it is. It's that theatre bell.
Oh, gosh.
We're out of time.
Oh, what a shame.
But, listen, if you do want us to come and review it, you say it all after the music, don't you? So I don't need to tell you.
Yeah, just send us an email.
Yeah. I would listen, please, rate us and review us on iTunes, because it really helps.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah. Well, that's it. So, thanks for listening. I've been James.
I've been Vicki.
The curtain's down, the theatre's dark, and that was 15-minute theatre. Good night.
Thanks for coming, bye.
If you're brave enough to have your theatre production reviewed, please contact us at 15minutetheatre@gmail.com. Find us on Twitter, and please rate and review us on iTunes. Thanks for listening.